Greetings, Royal Queens and Kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and welcome back to our late night hour. The current time is 1:11 a.m. Central Time. Today is Friday, April the 4th. The current year is 2025. Listen here. I'm so excited to be here with you. What we'll be doing tonight, well, this rising, what we'll be doing this rising is just going over some content. You know what I'm saying? Just gonna have a funky good time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pay some bills. Y'all already know, listen here. It was just the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I ain't getting no food stamps, but baby, it's the first of the month. And y'all already know bills that went in, then been sent off. Okay. Listen here. I'm so grateful for you all that are patient with me. For the Royal members, I did stick a note on the community wall for our Royal members, just giving you guys an insight on what's going on. If you want to know the insight and what's going on with Queen Tulsa behind the scenes, you can always sign up for that membership. And yes, the perks be perking. Without further ado, everybody isn't your friend. We're going to get into Yella Beezy and his grandmother's testimony and his case for the bond reduction hearing, plus more. Oh, we have T.S. Madison. She recently opened up the T.S. Madison Starter House for trans women who are recently released from incarceration, giving them a hand up and not a hand out, and also being a difference, being the change that we need to see. So definitely shout out to T.S. Madison. That is Madison Renee to you all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pay some bills, and we'll be right back.
Prosecutors wanna help me. What? I'm hoping they don't do me dirty. It's 40, I got the bitch dirty. Shoot on go, he shoot perfect.
I keep 100 on me. After what they done. Everybody ain't your partner.
DJ, get it together.
Why the fuck these niggas wanna go against the grain? Why the fuck these niggas wanna drag a nigga name? True story. I know some niggas who hurt me, they hurt me. A couple bitches who hurt me, they hurt me. The jury don't want me to make it. The DA, I know that he working. Oh, he working. Prosecutors wanna help me. What? I'm hoping they don't do me dirty. It's 40, I got the bitch dirty. Shoot on go, he shoot perfect.
I keep 100 on me. After what they done to bleed. The same ones who put them to sleep. We all used to be in a G. How could you do me so dirty? How could you wait till I leave? It's like you was hating on her. So now you go die up and breathe. I got accused of some murders and batters, so I did some time in the pen. Trust no motherfucking body again. Niggas ain't silent, nigga. Shit got fucked up. Nigga got fucked up. Now my baby mom on the stand raising her motherfucking head.
Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. Everybody ain't no real nigga. If I say I got you, I got you. When it's fucked up and get fucked up, just hold it down and keep it solid. And when you're not around, I protect your name. I won't let a nigga talk about you. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. Everybody ain't no real nigga. If I say I got you, I got you. When it's fucked up and get fucked up, just hold it down and keep it solid. And when you're not around, I protect your name. I won't let a nigga talk about you. I would've killed for you niggas. Now I can't deal with you niggas. Talking to the Grim Reaper, finna get rid of you niggas. So sick of these niggas, claiming they hitters and killers. They not showing out for them bitches, flexing on Instagram pictures. You a duck with it on my life, on my mama, we gon' be straight. My partner looked me in my face before I took that case. And what he do? Then a nigga turn snake, other homie turn snake. But I can't be real with these niggas. How could they do me that way? I was broke in a bitch, oh, I'm hustling, I'm on my grind, yeah. Work my way up to a quarter pound, selling dime bags. I spent $250 for the sheet. It's gonna cook, I'm hitting leaves. My nigga hit me for some tips. Shouldn't have showed him where it is. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. Everybody ain't no real nigga. If I say I got you, I got you. When it's fucked up and get fucked up, just hold it down and keep it solid. And when you're not around, I protect your name. I won't let a nigga talk about you. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. Everybody ain't no real nigga. If I say I got you, I got you. When it's fucked up and get fucked up, just hold it down and keep it solid. And when you're not around, I protect your name. I won't let a nigga talk about you.
All right. So listen here. We are going to go ahead and get into the Yella Beezy's testimony with the Yella Beezy testimony. Well, not his testimony, but this is going to be the Yella Beezy hearing. It's going to be live coverage of Dallas Rapper's court appearance on capital murder charges, right? So as we listen to it, we're going to dissect it. Okay. So if you guys are with me, let me know that you are with me by liking, sharing, and subscribing, telling somebody that we are live in the late night hour. Without further ado, let's enter court.
To the individuals present and involved in this conversation. The state's witness will also testify to Marquise Conway, the defendant, being present and involved in this conversation. The state's witness will testify to the amount of money that was to be paid for the murder. A state's witness will testify to the individuals responsible for the payment. That state's witness will also testify that Marquise Conway was one of the individuals responsible for a portion of that payment. A state's witness will also testify to the individual who would receive this payment. The state's witness will testify that Keywan White was, in fact, the individual to receive this payment, who was originally indicted in State's Exhibit number 1, the probable cause, which is before this court. The state's witness would also testify that Keywan White, or to who shot and killed Melvin Noble. This witness would also testify to Keywan White being the individual who shot and killed Mr. Noble on November 11th of 2020. Again, this conversation took place in the days following Mr. Noble's murder. The state has also had an opportunity to review bank records of the defendant, Marquise Conway. These records would show that the defendant drew $40,000 in the days following the murder of Melvin Noble. And for the record, that was a cash withdrawal. These records would correspond to the exact amount which the state's witness would testify to. In reviewing these records, the state also became aware and believed that they would show that the defendant had anywhere between $800 and $900, but more specifically, $870,000 between a checking account and a savings account with one particular bank. 370 of which was in a checking account, a little over 500,000 which was in a savings account. The state at this time would like to publish to the court what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 3, which is the video of the offense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, before that's published, could I just address something with the prosecutor and the proffer? So it's clear for the record that as he recited, the state's witness, his proffer is, that's just one witness.
Correct, Your Honor.
not multiple witnesses. And that I don't recall if the specific in the proffer was when the date that this witness purported to hear this conversation.
I do not have the specific date written down, but I know it was in the days following the offense. We do have evidence of when this could have taken place based off of cell phone data of when the defendant was in another state, and then we came back to Texas. So we believe we have a time frame. As far as the exact date, I do not have it this time.
Anything else, Mr. Smith?
No, Your Honor. Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Yes. You don't want the lights off?
It's at the court's discretion.
Oh,
And Your Honor, this is, just for context, this is approximately noon on I-35 heading northbound. This video is taken from a Kroger 18-wheeler, and this is heading north I-35 into downtown Dallas on noon on November 11, 2020. Now, Your Honor, if I could draw the court's attention, if you look on I've stopped this video at 19 seconds. You see a gold sedan in the far left lane and a black sedan in the second lane to the left. The gold sedan will be the vehicle carrying the victim, and the black sedan is the vehicle driven by Kewan White, who is then the shooter, based off of the evidence we have.
okay.
Your Honor, I'm going to stop this at 1 minute and 37 seconds. The victim does not return into the frame. The only other things that the state would like to proffer as far as this bond hearing, since the court does not have a probable cause affidavit, of course, since it's a grand jury referral, defendant Kewan White was also indicted. You do have his murder probable cause affidavit from 2020. He was also indicted at that same time in cause number F21-75377 for Dr. Randall Graham, who also sustained injuries, a neurosurgeon who was heading north on I-35 that day and was struck as well. However, he did survive. And finally, Your Honor, the last thing that I would proffer at this time would be that there were a total of 44 fired cartridge casings, all from the same style of firearm as far as the caliber that were recovered on the freeway on November 11, 2020. And at this time, Your Honor, state arrest.
The defense.
Judge, this time we call Ms. Alexander to the stand.
And raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that in all matters before the court, you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. You may be seated.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes.
Ms. Alexander, could you introduce yourself to the court and spell your last name for the court reporter?
Yes, my name is Alma Jean Alexander, Alexander. I'm Marquis' grandmother.
Ms. Alexander, are you currently employed?
No, I retired from Dallas County in 2014.
Now, when you tell the judge you retired from Dallas County in 2014, what was your occupation?
Deputy clerk.
And just for the record, a deputy clerk, what does a deputy clerk do?
Process paperwork from the attorneys for the judge. Basically handle the paperwork for the courts.
And this is the building that you were employed, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And back in the clerk's room, where in the old days, we had a lot of paperwork. Lawyers would take the file, take it back to the clerk. You would handle the file stamps and put all the papers into the file.
And type up the judgments.
Type up the judgments. Can we back up a little bit? Just tell the judge a little bit about where were you born and when did you move to Dallas County?
I was born in Washington, Arkansas. I moved to Dallas County when I was 11. So I've been here like 63 years.
And being Marquis's grandmother, could you explain the dynamics of your family as far as where are they located and how many grandchildren do you have and where does Marquis fall in the family relationship?
Okay, Marquis was my first grandchild. I have 11 grandchildren and 8 great-grands. Of course, Marquis being the first grandchild, we were always close because you're excited with your first grandchild. So you try to do everything you can and instill in them good values. He's been a godsend to a lot of his family members. He helps everybody in the family. I know it's hard sometimes because when you have people pulling on you and you just trying to stretch money, it doesn't always pan out.
I want to say thank you so much, Miss Magnificent. We reached our goal. I appreciate you so much. Listen here, we're trying out something different. Hi, Tosa. Hi, Queen Tosa. Have a great night. Thank you for the entertainment. Oh, thank you so much. Listen here, we're going to get into this testimony with this grandma. Imagine being in court talking about, oh, he's God sent, and somebody that lost their life. Okay, talking about, oh, he's God sent. I don't know if grandma thought she was going to an interview. I don't know where grandma thought she was going. But child, grandma went up in there. She got her hair done, and she said, yeah, I retired from the department, the Department of Dallas. Okay, she got up there. She was feeling good. I don't know if grandma had a shot of what do you call that? Bailey's in her coffee. But let's go ahead and thank Miss Magnificent for helping us reach our goals, and we'll be right back. Thank you all so much for supporting Queen Tulsa, the show, whether it's a like, a share, a subscribe, a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Zelle. Thank you for coming by and watching the show. And this is your commercial for being acknowledged for just being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, who would be watching? Thank you for tuning in. Listen here, can I be honest though? Thank you so much. Shout out to our channel sponsor, Miss Magnificent. Her name is definitely matching up with her philanthropy. Okay. Hope Alina. Well, listen here. Yeah, grandma got dressed up like she was going to an interview, child, and got up there on that stage. It seemed like she was, having a good old time. And I want y'all to get into this. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to pause. Let's go.
But he's always helped whenever needed. He's just been.
Let me interrupt you just a minute. When you say, let's just go back a little bit. Did he go to public schools here in Dallas County?
Yes, he did.
Was he born and raised here in Dallas County?
Yes, he was.
And does he currently work here in Dallas County?
Yes, he's an entertainer.
Okay, and as an entertainer, so we can explain to the court, what type of entertainment does he do?
Music.
And has he done well in his music career?
Yes.
And in the music career, you have a persona, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And it's a persona out there for your career is different with your family fold, is that right?
Right.
Him being your grandson, did he go to church here in Dallas County?
Yes, he went to church with me often. That was one of my requirements when he'd spend the weekend.
And how often do you talk and have a relationship with Marquise?
When he's in town, 2 or 3 times a week. When he's out of town, sometime once a week.
His relatives, are they here in the courtroom today?
Yes.
And is his mother back there in the courtroom?
Yes, she is.
Okay, and for the record, could you just tell is that Miss Kimberly Rush?
Right.
Is his family here? Are they all here in Dallas County or Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex?
Vicinity, yes.
Are you here to just tell the judge he has sufficient ties to this community?
Yes, he does. He does.
Now, as far as, does he have any children?
Yes, he has 2 sons,
And how old are his children?
5 and 7.
Is he, have you observed him being involved in his children's life?
Yeah, we go to football games for the little ones all the time. He's always got them in sports.
Okay, so he's out there in the community, coaching up his sons and other kids that play on the football team.
Yeah, I call him the Joe Jackson of the sports.
You call
Oh, let's see. It was grandma. Hey, Norris, Tony, how you doing? Listen here. I don't know if grandma had an edible. I don't know if grandma had a joint. But girl, like I said, grandma was on something else. I mean, like I said, it seemed like she was acting like she was at a job interview, like she had just went to go see her good girlfriends. She didn't have her retirement party, honey. She didn't came back and girl, sashaying through the building, girl. I'm doing good, looking fabulous, living my fabulous life, right? Let me tell y'all about my God-fearing grandchild. Child, allegedly, he put out a hit for somebody. Because I'm saying allegedly because this has to go through court. I'm not putting nothing on nobody until it's in black and white. Then that's when I'll go ahead and say it. But let's go ahead and let's get into it.
Joe Jackson being Marquise.
I mean, grandma is over there chuckling. I mean, you would have thought that, you asked her about this meal, or you were telling her about a movie, or you just told her about your new car and how fast it goes. Child, grandma didn't got too comfortable up in court. Let's go.
As far far as, does he have any children?
Yes, he has 2 sons,
And how old are his children?
5 and 7.
Is he, have you observed him being involved in his children's life?
Yeah, we go to football games for the little ones all the time. He's always got them in sports.
Let me just say this right quick, because when she references Joe Jackson, well, I mean, Joe Jackson, when you talk about he drilled them and all these things, what was so nice about the trauma that came behind it? Because now, she referenced Joe Jackson, so now those children have to grow up without a father if he's convicted. I don't know. These are just questions. Y'all let me know what just drop your comments, drop how you feel up in the down there, and then when I pause it again, we can go over it.
Okay, so he's out there in the community, coaching up his sons and other kids that play on the football team.
Yeah, I call him the Joe Jackson of the sports.
You call Joe Jackson being Marquise?
Yeah, Joe Jackson was Michael Jackson's father. You know how he pushed them to be great and good. So I said that's what he's trying to do with his boys.
I'm glad you cleared that up. There's other Joe Jacksons, but yes, I can get that Joe Jackson would be.
I'm just trying to see what was so damn funny about that. Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson changed himself like 100 million times, girl. What are you laughing about? Like, why would he be a representation of what you would say that your grandchild was? I'm just, like I said, I don't know. Do y'all think grandma had her some Baileys in her coffee? Or did she have a joint? Because her eyes are very tight. I don't know if she had a joint or if she had an edible. I'm just saying, y'all. Let's get into it.
But yes, I can get that Joe Jackson would be well involved in his family.
Yeah.
She's telling the judge he's from Dallas County, significant ties, and he's involved with his family. As far as you're aware that he is been arrested for this charge.
Yes.
Of payment for hire for a murder. And this happened back in 2020. You're aware, you saw the video and you heard the prosecutor talk about
on Facebook.
Their version of the facts.
Right.
How long has he been in jail?
Oh, 8 days since last Thursday.
The bond set at $2 million. Has he been able to post that bond and get out of jail?
He's still sitting here. No, he hasn't.
We're asking the court for a $250,000 bond based on, do you believe that Mr. Conway could post a $250,000 bond?
I'm pretty sure we can get it together.
And are you telling this court that he's not able to post a $2 million bond?
No, he's not.
That's the witness.
Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Alexander.
Good morning.
My name is Tommy Adams. If you have any questions with my questions, if I don't form them in a good way, please just ask me to repeat myself and I will do so, okay?
Okay.
I appreciate you being down here. I'm sure this is not an easy day for you. So thank you. You worked for the Dallas County within the clerk's office up until 2014, correct?
Correct.
Now, Ms. Alexander, are you aware that there was a bond schedule that judges could set bonds on different level offenses within this courthouse?
Yes.
And are you aware that that bond schedule has since been done away with and was subject to a federal lawsuit against all of the district judges within Dallas County?
No.
Now, when you talk about your grandson being an entertainer, he's more than just an entertainer, correct?
Yes.
He's in fact a double platinum artist, correct?
Right.
Now, going back to 2020, in the years leading up to that. Well, let me ask you this. Are you aware of your grandson owning a 2017 Denali?
Yes.
And what is special about that Denali?
It's bulletproof.
It's bulletproof. Now, Ms. Alexander, I can't imagine in all your years working here at the clerk's office that you ever felt like you needed a bulletproof vehicle.
I don't need one.
Now, Ms. Alexander, would you agree with me that in 2020 and the years leading up to 2020?
Listen, grandma got to be high as hell. I'm telling you, she is cracking up. This is tickling her. You know, it's like I don't know. Ma'am, you in court, you're not in the lunchroom. This is not a lunch break. What is going on?
20, that there was a lot of stuff going on in the city of Dallas surrounding, and to be quite honest, our victim, Melvin Noble, and your grandson, Marquise Conley.
I try not to delve into Facebook and hearsay because I know him for myself. So,
Well, let me ask it this way. Are you aware your grandson was shot in Plano?
yeah, I was there.
You weren't there at 3 a.m., were you?
I was at the hospital.
Correct. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, child, grandma, was you really there? Grandma, I could see grandma out there getting turned up. Okay, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Grandma, I could see grandma being out there turned up. No, if you you know what I'm saying, just over there with her little drink, turning up with her grandson at 3 o'clock in the morning. Because it seemed like that's what she was doing last night. Okay. Grandma, did you get some sleep?
But you would agree with me that even if you're not on Facebook, I mean, this stuff was on TMZ. I think your grandson even did an interview on TMZ with those folks on live TV about this. So you're aware that there was a back and forth going on in this city involving your grandson as well as Mr. Noble, the complainant in this capital murder case. You're aware of that at least, right?
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay. Is that the reason your grandson felt the need to get a bulletproof Denali?
Listen here. This is that moment when it set in her head. Oh, baby, this is serious. Oh, baby, this is serious. Look, them edibles and slowed down a little bit because mama was over there chuckling. Mama was over there just having a good time. She was probably over there rubbing her feet together up under the little stand. I'm going to let it play out, y'all. Let's go. But pay attention to grandma. First, she was giggling and he and ha. Now it's time to really address why we're here, Granny. This isn't a retirement reunion. Okay? Sweetheart, your grandson is being accused of setting somebody up to be unalived. Let's go.
Is that the reason your grandson felt the need to get a bulletproof Denali?
No, he felt the need because people are jealous and you don't know who's going to do what, when, or where.
Now, are you aware of whether or not he had to, if a Denali comes that way off the lot, or you have to actually pay money to get something like that done?
I have no idea how it happened, where it happened, why it happened. I just know he had it.
Sure. And
Okay, we got Princess Sheba says, is that you on the stand, Queen Tulsa? No, that's not me. That is not me. That's actually Yellow Beezy's grandmother.
And she's here on the stand, letting everybody know that her grandson is like Joe Jackson. You know, he's really hard on his kids. He really wants them to make it. And he's a two-time I don't know, is 2 times something. And he's in entertainment. Unfortunately, he can't make a $2 million bail. So that's where we're at here. Let's get into it.
As far as your grandson being in custody for approximately 8 days, defense asked you initially how long he'd been in jail and if he was able to make a $2 million bond. And your initial answer was, no, he hasn't. And then when they followed up with whether or not he can make a $2 million bond, that's when you said, no, he cannot, correct?
Right.
Now, especially with all of your experience here in the county and working in the clerk's office, you're aware that when somebody has a $2 million bond.
Yeah. But no, Princess Sheba led us into our segue into the $2 million bond. So that's the question of the hour. I mean, this dude is out here doing this, doing that. He's got like $800,000 in one account, $300,000 in one account, $500,000 in one account. Okay, so he can't make a $2 million bond. Let's get into it. Grandma high as hell. Grandma showed up high as hell, allegedly. Let's go.
Bond, they can pay only 10% of that, correct?
Yes.
With the bondsman's help. Now, your grandson is a double platinum recording artist, correct?
Correct.
And he lives in a mansion in Frisco, correct?
That's it.
Correct.
And he has houses in other states, correct?
And I'm not aware of that.
Are you aware of him paying and helping to support other individuals in the family and also extended family and friends?
Okay, y'all, hold on 1 second. Grandma not so happy now. Okay? What just happened is this man just blew her high. This is the face when somebody blew your high. Okay, now she gets serious. Her eyes was, they was all chinky at first. Now she didn't open those little suckers up. Let's get into it.
I'm not into his business like that.
You agree with me that your grandson is substantially well off, correct?
He might used to be, but if he could make a $2 million bond, he'd be out.
Would you agree with me, though, that there's a difference between can, want to, and choosing not to?
Hold on. Did it sound like Grandma had a little attitude? I thought she was having fun. Granny. Laid back Granny. What's up?
I'm aware of all of those things, but I know he don't want to be in here, so I know if he could afford it, he'd be out. Plus, he has other bills. He don't just have money laying around.
Sure. Now, Miss Alexander, if I wanted to reach out to Miss Rush, your daughter, what would be the best phone number to reach her at?
She's not my daughter.
Okay. Mr. Conway's mother, if I was going to reach out to her, what would be the best phone number to reach out to her at?
You don't have that information?
If you were going to reach out to her, not me.
Oh, she got sassy with him. She said, that ain't my daughter. And no, I ain't got a number. Don't you got it? Asking me all these damn questions that blew my damn eye. Shit. Now, what's the next question?
I want to object to bantering with the witness and relevancy here. We're kind of veering off to and getting in discovery. The state hadn't showed us their case. They made a proffer here. It seems like they can do their discovery outside the courtroom.
Objection overruled. You may proceed. Ma'am, you need to answer the question.
What was it?
If you were going to call Miss Rush, what number would you call her at?
The judge got right with her ass. Hold on, y'all. Let's take that back. Can we agree that Grandma was just having a great time in court? Grandma was over there rubbing her feet together, bragging about her grandson. Oh, yeah, he's like Joe Jackson. Yeah, he just wanted his kids to survive. I mean, Granny was having a great time. Let's see. Miss Magnificent. Hey, Grandma is getting serious. Let me listen. Queen Tulsa, you are something else. All right, let's go. Hey, Miss Judy Coles. Listen here, Miss Judy Coles. I love you so much. Miss Judy Coles, I hope you in your bed right now rubbing your feet together. Okay, listen here. This about to get good. Okay, listen here, Miss Judy Coles. We are looking at the Yellow Beezy trial. Honey, hit grandma up there high as hell. The prosecutor just blew her high, right? So that's where we at. So I'm going to go ahead and let it play. And then I'll come back. Maybe I'll give it 5. Let me let it play for 5 minutes. So at the 25-minute mark, I'll come back. Well, let's say 26. Okay, let's go.
And my daughter.
Okay. Mr. Conway.
Oh, hold on, y'all. Let me tell you this. So she's a little sassy too. Okay. So Yellow Beezy, he has a $2 million bond. Okay. Grandma said we gonna, he's got all these accolades, but baby, he can't make that bond. He got other bills. He got other things to pay. Love you, Queen Tulsa. Love you too. All right. So let's get into it. So now they're asking her questions. So at first she was all excited. She thought that this was a retirement reunion until the prosecution blew her high. Like I said, I don't know if she had Bailey's in her coffee. She had a joint. She had an edible. But baby, let's get into it. Oh, shout out to Miss Judy Coles. Let's get into it because she rubbing her feet together and gave me $5. Let's go. Thank you all so much for supporting Queen Tulsa, the show, whether it's a like, a share, a subscribe, a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Zelle. Thank you for coming by and watching the show. And this is your commercial for being acknowledged for just being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, who would be watching? Thank you for tuning in. All right, y'all know we love that sound. Miss Magnificent is over there, got her hands together. Okay, she rubbing her hands together. She ready to eat. Let me play. Okay, let me go ahead and play this. I'm gonna come back at the 26 mark. Shout out to Grandma. This laid back Grandma.
I'm aware of all of those things, but I know he don't want to be in here, so I know if he could afford it, he'd be out. Plus, he has other bills. He don't just have money laying around.
Sure. Now, Miss Alexander, if I wanted to reach out to Miss Rush, your daughter, what would be the best phone number to reach her at?
She's not my daughter.
Okay. Mr. Conway's mother, if I was going to reach out to her, what would be the best phone number to reach out to her at?
You don't have that information?
If you were going to reach out to her, not me.
Judge, I'm going to object to bantering with the witness and relevancy here. We're kind of veering off to and getting into discovery. The state hadn't showed us their case. They made a proffer here. It seems like they can do their discovery outside the courtroom.
Objection overruled. You may proceed. Ma'am, you need to answer the question.
What was it?
If you were going to call Miss Rush, what number would you call her at? If you need to check your phone, I'd be happy to wait.
Okay. Thank you. Two 554-5606.
5-6.
06.
Judge, again, I'm going to object to this as far as being public information and getting out to the public. This is a media case. This is an improper question. I know the judge just overruled me on this, but there is a fear of this getting out.
Well, it's out there now.
I would ask the court to seal the number the prosecutor had.
the court's gonna overrule your objection. I do understand and appreciate the concern that it was publicly announced. So I'm going to ask, you're asking that it be sealed?
I'm asking that it be sealed from the public. This is and the court has heard it, considered it for this bond hearing, and that this not be published outside of the courtroom. The media is sitting outside of the courtroom. And I think there's a legitimate fear of those here, just like the state has their concerns. So that was my objection.
The court will grant that objection.
To seal.
Grant that objection. You can use it for your.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I just could not help myself. Hopefully, Grandma drove in that bulletproof Denali. Okay. Hopefully, she drove in that bulletproof Denali. She never felt no type of way to where she had to have one before. But I wonder if she is borrowing that Denali now. You get what I'm saying? And I thought Grandma didn't talk to her. So if you didn't talk to her, how you got a number? Grandma know more than what she know. Like I said, Grandma, I don't think Grandma got sleep last night, y'all. Grandma wasn't thinking straight. Grandma forgot where she was. And this judge right here, she's not playing. She's not playing. We're going to overrule it, sweetheart. This man, we had an individual lose his life, right? And we got this man allegedly is a person that staged or paid for a hit. So now you want us to take into consideration y'all's feelings when there's a whole family grieving a man that can't come back. Y'all get to see him. Whether if he's behind bars, you still get to talk to him. They can't. They lost a loved one. Where's the compassion? Where's the empathy? You worked in the courthouse. I could only imagine what your behavior and what you saw and what you participated in allegedly. Let's go.
Purposes only, cannot be published to anyone else.
Okay, sure. And Your Honor, the reason I'm asking, I'm going to have another question too, is that in State's Exhibit number 6, which is the confidential affidavit of financial conditions, in which the defendant is asked to provide an emergency contact number, the only emergency contact person he lists is himself. And so, and the problem with that is that number that he listed for himself is according to Ms. Alexander, the same number. So I'm just trying to clear some things up. We don't have anything on the information here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Ms. Alexander, my follow-up to you is that if you were going to call your grandson 8 days ago, what number would you call him at? And if the defense wants this portion to be sealed, I'm fine with that too, but I think this is important information, Your Honor.
Well, could we have her write it down, perhaps?
That's fine.
Announcing it in court.
Okay, so why didn't you say that before? Well, can we have her write it down? Well, listen here, sweetheart. Did y'all have the same coffee? Did y'all have a little meetup? Did y'all have a little chit chat? I'm just trying to figure out because it seemed like, damn, is the team high? Allegedly. Let's go.
Thank you, ma'am. Senator to the defense, Mr. Martin, State's Exhibit number 7.
Okay.
State's Exhibit number 7 is admitted.
Now, Ms. Alexander, you testified that your grandson has significant ties to this community, correct?
Yes,
Born and raised in the greater Dallas area.
correct.
As far as how much time he spends in the city of Dallas, or more or less Dallas County and the surrounding areas at this point, do you know approximately how much time he spends in the greater Dallas area per month?
I'd say 3/4 of the time.
3/4 of the time. Now, just as far as his ability to travel and nature of that, like planes and getting around, you're aware that he travels quite a bit via private jet, commercial, all of that, correct?
Yes,
Does he have access to his own private jet?
no,
Do you know approximately how often he does fly private?
no, I don't.
But when he does that, he would be having to pay for those bills as well, correct?
Correct.
Do you agree with me that flying private is not the cheapest thing in the world to do?
Yes.
Nothing further from the state, Ron.
Anything else from Ms. Goodens?
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You can step down.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this. What y'all think grandma about to do? Y'all think grandma about to go have her little quick old smoke? Y'all think she about to run and get her a drink? What y'all think grandma about to do? She about to go get her a bite to eat? Child, let's get into it. I mean, look at Yella. I mean, he's looking over at grandma like, damn, grandma. Look, what y'all think he want to say to her? Y'all think he want to say, grandma, did you smoke this morning? I just got a question. What do y'all think? Like, grandma, like, what's going on? Because you know he's sober. Okay, so now he can think. Grandma got lit. Grandma said, I've been dealing with a lot. You grandchildren are running my pressure up. Okay, and I need me a joint here and there, allegedly. Let's go.
You have another witness?
Judge, I was going to make the proffer we discussed back in Chambers. May I make a proffer, Your Honor?
Yes.
Judge, I've obviously been down here at this courthouse for 30 years. I'm not going to go over the law. I know you understand the bail bond and how we have been involved. I just wanted to point out in some of these cases where there's high profile in the state versus Michael Lucky, that was a capital murder case. That was in criminal district court number 7, the court that we're in. That was a high profile case. That case involved an NBA player that was initially set by the magistrate in the jail with a probable cause affidavit, where they had knowledge of the facts from what the police said. And that bond was originally set at $500,000. It was later reduced by the court to $100,000 with conditions. Co-defendant in that case, Larry Jenkins, cause number F2076397. This is the same set of facts case where the magistrate with a probable cause affidavit set it for $750,000. Another case in the state of Texas versus Antoine Franklin, capital murder case, 522-76141. This involved a famous football player out of Oklahoma. That case was set by the magistrate for $500,000. Again, probable cause affidavit. He was later reduced by the court to $200,000. Judge, in Dealing with the bond schedule, you have bond conditions here that require electronic monitor. They have several conditions of probation, check-ins and curfews. We're proffering to the court here that the court has set bonds down here in Dallas County where the typical murders range between 150 and 200,000. And a capital murder can range, in these cases, in between 500 and 750,000, where the magistrate set.
Yeah. I mean, after she didn't fed her munchies, Miss Magnificent said grandma's gonna cuss them out. The courtroom behind the scenes. Absolutely. She gonna cuss them out, child, behind the scenes. Like I said, after she take care of her munchies, because grandma looked like she was either high or mama. Grandma looked like she had come in there, honey. She was lit. She was turned up and doing a bankhead bounce and doing a chicken leg. I meant the stanky leg, the chicken leg, or whatever it's called. Whatever that new dance is. Hey, Eliminating One says, hey, Queen Toaster, stop about to show some love. Thank you so much, beautiful. We appreciate you. Let's get into it. We over here reviewing the Yellow Beezy hearing, child. His grandma just got off the stage, child. I don't know if she had a few drinks or she had a few joints, but you know, that ain't none of my business, allegedly.
The thing in this case that we're proffering, the magistrate had no probable cause affidavit. They had no facts. And in this case, we're asking the bond to be reduced in these facts. We'll argue here, but I just want to proffer those three cases.
All right, anything else?
We're closing and we'd just like to argue.
Okay, state.
Your Honor, I would just, if I could, just briefly, I would also like to proffer just two cases since defense has brought up some cases that have come here from Dallas County. The first one I would like to bring up is F2475475. Defendant's name is Chaz Booth out of the 194th Judicial District Court. He's currently sitting in jail on a capital murder charge for $2 million. That defendant is not a celebrity, a basketball player, a football player, a musician, an artist, or anything like that.
Okay, what's the bond on that one?
$2 million.
Oh, 2 million.
He is a 20-year-old who is charged with capital murder. Additionally, we have Jordan Owens, who was recently sentenced F2377243, also a capital murder, and his bond was set at $1.5 million, and I believe that was in the 282nd Judicial District Court. And that's, as far as cases, I'm not going to keep going with. I'm not going to go back and forth. So that's all we have as far as rebuttal.
Your argument.
Listen here, you all. Y'all helped us reach both of our goals on both channels. Shout out to Lemon81 for helping us reach our goal on Next Case with Queen Tosa. And shout out to Miss Magnificent for helping us reach our goal. And Miss Judy Coles also as well. Thank y'all so much. It does not go unnoticed. So let's give a shout out to Lemon81. And we'll get back to the content. Thank you so much for the support. It means a lot. Thank you all so much for supporting Queen Tosa, the show, whether it's a like, a share, a subscribe, a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Zelle. Thank you for coming by and watching the show. And this is your commercial for being acknowledged for just being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, who would be watching? Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you for the support, each and every one of you. Like I said, it never goes unnoticed. You're welcome. Always, Queen Tosa. No problem, boo. All right, listen here. Let's shout out to y'all supporting us. Let's get back up into this court. What do y'all think about this? Okay, so the numbers have been, one of the numbers have been posted out. Okay, that's public. The second number, it was written down. Now, when it comes to this bond, do y'all think that he should get a reduced bond? Do y'all think that, do y'all think it should stay the same? I'm not really sure. You know, you come to someone losing their life, I'm not really too fond of, giving anybody a break because we had choices, we had time to think this through. This was premeditated. This was planned out. But when you talk about planning, the planning was just all over the place, right? And then when you talk about this dude on the highway, then you running down this man, you let off pew pew, pew pew. I mean, over 40, right? And it is probably more. They said that some of the cars may have hit the deals. You said, I'm going to bed, boo. Gotta be up in 4 hours for work. All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Put your headphones in. It's time to go.
We'll wait and reserve the right for a rebuttal.
Judge, I'll begin and then Ms. Kruski will finish up with our. Your Honor, as you know, under 1715, the court considers certain facts in the bond reduction hearing and determining whether to reduce the bond. Here in this hearing, the court has before you been introduced 2 arrest affidavits. There is not the arrest affidavit of our client, that does not exist, but you do and have reviewed the arrest affidavits of Kewan White and Mr. Brown. Those arrest affidavits were taken on Kewan White was December 8, 2020, Devin Brown, March 18th of 2021. The offense itself is approximately 4 years and 4 months ago when it occurred. You carefully reviewed those affidavits and set out how the offense, and you saw the video. Nowhere in those affidavits is there any mention of our client, any mention of his role, any mention of connection to this case in either one of those affidavits that you have before you that you can consider. As far as the proffer given by the state, they choose what they can proffer. They said they have one person who overheard a conversation after the incident that happened on the highway in which he heard money being discussed and our client present at that during that conversation about paying money. You received no information in the proffer as to the credibility of that witness, if they have a bias or a motive for coming forward now at this time, 4 years, 4 months later, with this information. You only have you don't even have a proffer that this was a confidential informant, which requires some type of vetting, just that it's a person who said they were present during this one conversation. And that's the only evidence that you have before you in this hearing that connects into this offense. The state also proffered a bank record that said there was after the incident in November of 2020, there was a withdrawal of $40,000 cash. No proffer was made as to if that money, if there was traced anywhere to the other defendants charged in this offense. You've received no information of a text message, any message on social media platform.
So I want y'all to get into this. So there was $40,000 that was taken out of the bank, right? And this was supposed to have been going to the alleged deleter, the one that deleted him with the pew pew. He was supposed to get some of this, right? But let's get into it. When you talk about somebody losing their life, this man was willing to take. Man, let's get into it.
Our client paid for this murder, any type of remuneration, no recording of any sort, just this person who came forward and said he overheard this conversation. As far as the bank records go, the only thing in evidence for the court are records that were back in 2020 when they quoted 2 different accounts which accounted for $800,000. You've heard no evidence as to his current financial bank records and what is in there. You only have before you testimony of the defendant's grandmother who told you he cannot make the bond, has not been able to make the bond, he cannot make the $2 million bond. I'll let Mr. Busio finish with the other parts of the argument. Judge, thank you.
Okay, so get into this. So let's just say, okay, so we're just saying allegedly, right? So yeah, wow. So this man had $40,000. He's allegedly in this case of hiring somebody to delete somebody else, right? But you have $40,000 to pull out then, but you didn't have the money to get yourself up out of this because you thought that you were going to get away with it. And you are a 2-time platinum recording artist or whatever the case may have been, but what are you doing with your money? Right? How did you engage in this life and get caught up in this situation? I'm just a little curious. And then I have curiosity about Mo3's manager. Let's get into it.
I'm not gonna go back over what Mr. Shook said. What the court has before you is a case that's been investigated for 5 years. And my client, Conway, is a citizen in this community that has no flight issues. He has not left this community. He stays in this community. His family is sitting right back here in the courtroom that showed up to the support in this community. A big factor of this is that he has significant ties to this community. The current bond conditions that you have in place with a leg monitor would be whatever concerns that the state may have or the court may have to know where he is. His grandmother has worked down here and understands how to communicate with the court. We have people and the bond restrictions of that. The court is aware of how significant the bond restrictions are in keeping them and writing a bond. Judge, we're coming at this is a significant oppressive and punitive bond and under the law, in our opinion. We believe that the magistrate, when she set this bond, did not have any evidence in front of her and set it high. We also believe that after 8 days, had he had the money, he would have posted it, and he's sitting here in jail. And that those cases that the state and I have talked about, the court is well aware of a wide range that you have, but given these facts that Mr. Shook went over with no corroboration, we don't know anything about their case, this witness, who they are, the court doesn't. And given the facts presented, we're asking you to reduce this bond to an appropriate amount where he can abide by the conditions and come to court and we can fight this case.
Okay, thank you. State.
Yeah, sure. Just briefly. In regards to.
You know what? I got to say this. I'm loving the judge on this case. This is a very serious matter here. This is not just, this was a car accident, this was a fender bender, and everybody survived. This is something totally different. This is somebody lost their life. Somebody lost their life, seriously. And when you look at that video that we did play here earlier, oh my goodness. Let's get into it.
An individual's ability to pay the bond. Ms. Alexander testified specifically that she is not involved in her grandson's business and doesn't keep up with his financial stuff. So she really was not in a position to testify what he can and what he cannot afford. She did testify to the fact that he is a double platinum, I believe as recently 2 weeks ago, recording artist, that he travels about a quarter of the month, that he lives in a mansion in Frisco, that he drives a Denali, a bulletproof Denali, which.
So listen here. When you talk about that, they talk about the assets. Okay. Well, he stays in a mansion. He drives a bulletproof vehicle. Seems like he's pretty financially stable to me. Seems like, he had a good life, but he let influence get the best of him. And that sometimes is some of these people's problems. Like they let influence and they let the current circumstances dictate their future. They don't think about the long term. They think about the now. Oh, how is going to make me feel now? Let's get into it.
also will lead into safety concerns. So the only thing that the court has as far as ability to pay or not to do it, or not having an ability to pay this bond, is the bank records, which I proffered to the court, as well as his own grandmother saying that he's a successful artist living in a mansion up in Frisco that flies on private jets and travels. The important thing about the Denali is not just the fact of the cost and all that, but it's the fact that when we're talking about safety concerns for the community, one of the factors that the court should take into consideration is, if this individual were to get out, is there a viable safety concern? The fact that the defendant has a bulletproof vehicle and drove one at the time and was arrested in it 8 days ago, that should tell you all you need to know. And that's not just based off of pure jealousy. Your Honor has been doing this long enough to know that is based off of something much greater than just pure jealousy. As far as safety circumstances for the community, this is, as defense has stated, a very high profile case. And this defendant is very well known, not only locally, not only in the state, but nationally and internationally. The fact that this individual has the means and the resources and the reach to get to witnesses is a true concern that the court should also take into consideration. And that this was part of a bigger thing that was going on in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, culminating in the death of Melvin Noble. The circumstances surrounding it are not only the offense in itself, but the circumstances building up to Mr. Noble's death. And Your Honor, I didn't want to go back and forth with the defense on proffering cases of bonds and $2 million and $3 million bonds. But the truth is, this is a capital murder for remuneration. And the defendant is charged with paying other individuals to take another human life. And he is a financial.
And listen here. And that's what I'm talking about. Let's get to the facts. Hey, Norris Tony say, hey, Miss Judy Ghost. But that's what I'm talking about. Let's get to the facts. You took another, allegedly, another individual lost their life, right? And there are allegations saying that you had paid for that. And so I think that the prosecution is right. Like, we need to take this into consideration. And people in our community, stop taking each other out. Stop it. What is wrong with y'all? Something wrong with y'all. All right, let's get into it. We'll play a little bit more. I guess we'll finish this out and then we will have a discussion. Let's go.
Means and the reach to do it. In fact, I think it's important that there was another victim. This was at noon on I-35 leading into downtown Dallas. 44 fired cartridge casings. Who knows how many others were knocked away by the cars that kept driving by. Melvin Noble was hunted down on November 11th in 2020, a beloved son of Dallas. It could have been so much worse, and that's a terrible thing to say when it's a capital murder for remuneration, where he has paid another man to hunt down and kill somebody in broad daylight. Your Honor, based off of all the testimony and the facts that have been presented in this court, we'd ask that you leave the bond where it's at, currently at $2 million.
All right, let me have the exhibits, and then if you all will give me about 10 minutes, I'll respond.
Okay, well, before she responds, I'm just going to say this. So with the grandma coming in, I feel like the grandma was utilized in the sense of, okay, well, you come in and you state that you work with the department so you can have some type of empathy or sympathy from the courts. I think that was grandma's role. But like I said, grandma should have got sleep. Grandma should have had nothing but coffee, right? Nothing but coffee and a cigarette. Allegedly.
God, Your Honor.
Yes. The defense did not have any exhibits, right?
No, Your Honor.
And this is just the video, right? That
Yeah.
makes sense. Anything else that I need to take with me?
And you had 1 and 2 still.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Right. Thanks.
All right.
So listen, while they do all that, what do y'all? I mean, y'all feel like these gentlemen should get the bar reduction? Do y'all feel like? I don't know if they were thinking that we were going to be like on the monitor. That way, he can have, they can have GPA on him, or you know, GPS on him, so they'll know. I don't know. This. I mean, this man has been accused of hiring the hitman. Hiring the hitman. So, like I said, we have somebody we lost somebody. This is in broad daylight. This is on a highway. This is around 12 noon. Just imagine just being in that space and in that area. And then they say that a neurologist got hit, but he was okay. He survived. But when you talk about 40 rounds plus, because they say that they don't know how many cars may have hit some and pulled some out the way, whatever the case may be. But just think about it. Broad daylight, no care in the world. Let's listen to the little chatter. We'll come right back.
Okay.
Lindsay.
I don't know, you know, who is Crystal?
Who is Crystal?
Yeah, my court reporter there, Jamie. She was telling me about Crystal Higgins.
That's the state's attorney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I
It's
apologize.
All right.
You may be seated. Okay, go ahead and get the defendant back out. Okay, the court, is the court ready?
Yes, Judge.
All right, the court's ready to make my ruling. The court is going to reduce the bond to $750,000. The court took into consideration, certainly, the biggest consideration was the offense, the severity of this particular offense. It's pretty egregious to watch that video. But the court also took into consideration the evidence or lack of evidence that the state presented. That was a factor also. Another concern I had was the financial statement that the defendant was to put on file. He didn't seem to take that very seriously at all. And that causes me concern about whether or not he's taking seriously the allegations against him. So I am going to set the bond at $750,000 with the bond conditions that were already set. But included on that, I want it to be very clear, Mr. Conway, that you are to have no contact, direct or indirect, no threatening or harassment of any victim, witness, co-defendant. If it's you or anybody on your behalf, there's going to be a problem. Do you understand that? Okay, you all can stand, I'm talking to you now. So that's gonna be a concern, and then I want to make sure that you provide the court with correct information regarding your personal contact, because basically this affidavit seemed to be your way of saying, forget y'all. I don't want you to open your mouth. Yeah. Seemed to be your way of saying, forget y'all. So you need to provide correct, accurate information regarding who is your person of contact should there be any type of problem. I hope that you're taking this seriously because your responses in this affidavit kind of indicate that you're not. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Nothing to say, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
So let's go ahead and let's get up into some things. Let's go ahead and dissect what happened in court. So pretty much, there was an affidavit that Yellow Beezy needed to fill out. And pretty much the judge said it seemed like he was just saying F you, giving her his butt to kiss. It was given, he wasn't trying to let her know who they could get in contact with. He wasn't interested in none of that. But my thing is, the charges that you're facing is capital M. Hey, Miss Dovey, how are you doing? Good to see you. Actually, let me see what capital in Texas is going to be. Like, how much time could a person get? Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this on up. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what that is in Texas, because he is in Texas, right? Yeah, he's in Texas. Let's see. I'm going to put this where y'all can see. Okay, so in Texas, this is the law. So in Texas, capital murder refers to a murder committed under specific aggravating circumstances, elevating the offense to a capital felony, which can carry the death penalty or life imprisonment without parole. Here's a breakdown of what constitutes capital murder in Texas. Aggravating circumstances. Capital murder is not simply murder. It involves specific aggravating factors that make the crime particularly heinous. Examples of aggravating factors. Murder of a peace officer or a firefighter. Let's see. Okay, so we'll go murder for hire. Committing murder for remuneration or the promise of remuneration, or employing another to commit murder for remuneration or the promise of remuneration. Let's see what this word means. Oh, hold on. Y'all, hold on. Let me look up this word right quick. Money paid for work or service. So remuneration means money paid for work or service. Right? So in this situation, money was exchanged, allegedly. So this is what it would be, in my opinion. So when it comes to the capital, it would be the murder for hire. That bulletin right there. Okay, so the penalty is a conviction for capital murder in Texas is punishable as a capital felony, which means the death penalty or life imprisonment without parole. All right, so listen here. I want to know your thoughts on this. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And also tell somebody that we were live. Fortunately, I have somewhere to let you go. Off to Queen City you go. Thank you all so much. And thank you for the channel sponsors. Thank you to Miss Judy Coles, Magnificent, and Limit 81 for helping us reach our goals, not only on the Queen Tulsa show and on Next Case with Queen Tulsa. And thank you all for the views. Make sure you sound off. I really want you to sound off. Do you think grandma, was on point, or do you feel otherwise? Well, let us know in the comments. Until next time, so long.